buckle up, listeners.
Yeah.
Because we are diving into AI creativity this week.
Yeah, the creativity explosion is accelerating so fast.
It's incredible, right? Like from AI tools that edit videos in ways we never thought possible, to platforms that generate entire songs based on a single image, and even AI avatars
It's so wild.
that can attend meetings for us.
It really is something. And you know what's really interesting to me is that it feels like there's a real push to make all of these tools easier to use,
Right.
more accessible to everyone.
Totally. It's like we're witnessing the democratization of creativity in real time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you ready to jump into the deep end?
I am. Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with Adobe. They had a ton of really cool announcements at Max, but we're just going to focus on the ones that are most relevant to you. Starting with Lightroom.
Okay.
So Lightroom is getting a bunch of AI-powered updates, which is pretty exciting for photographers of all levels.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what's really interesting about these updates is that they're streamlining not just like basic photo editing, but some really advanced stuff too. Like
Yeah.
they've introduced these AI-powered quick actions, which are essentially like one-click edits that can instantly enhance your photos.
So instead of spending hours messing around with sliders and settings, you can just tell Lightroom to I don't know, touch up sky, and it'll just do it automatically.
Exactly. And it's not just like some basic filter or something like that. It can actually add detail, adjust the colors, even replace the sky entirely with something more dramatic.
Wow. That's amazing. And that's all with just one click.
Yeah,
That would save me so much time.
Yeah.
Especially when I was first starting out and didn't really know what I was doing.
For sure.
But what about the more experienced editors out there? Does Lightroom still offer them that same level of control?
Yeah, absolutely. Adobe has been really clear that these tools are meant to complement, not replace your existing workflow. So you can still go in and fine-tune the results, or even use the AI as a starting point for your own edits.
That's really good to know, because I was a little bit worried that these AI tools might make things a little bit too automated.
Yeah,
You know,
I get it.
where it's taking away some of that creative control.
Yeah, no, it's a valid concern for sure. But from what we've seen so far, Adobe seems to be striking a pretty good balance between automation and customization,
That's good.
which is encouraging.
Yeah.
But, these Lightroom updates, they're really just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
Adobe also teased some really incredible experimental projects that could completely revolutionize how we create and edit videos.
Like what? You have to tell me more about these.
Okay, so one that really caught my eye is called Project Clean Machine.
Clean Machine.
Yeah, so this is an AI-powered tool that's designed to remove those annoying flashes and glitches that you often get in time-lapse videos.
Oh my gosh. Time lapses are so hard to get right.
Yeah, they're notoriously difficult.
Even with the best equipment.
Yeah, even with the best equipment, you still end up with flickering or banding, all sorts of inconsistencies, and it can be really time-consuming to fix manually.
I've literally spent hours trying to salvage a time lapse.
Yeah.
And then I just give up because it's
Yeah, it can be so frustrating.
so frustrating. So how does this Project Clean Machine, how does it actually work?
So basically, it uses AI to analyze the footage and identify those imperfections that we're talking about, and then it automatically removes them or corrects them.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine feeding your raw time-lapse footage into Project Clean Machine, and then it just spits out this perfectly smooth and polished video.
It would be a dream.
It would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Oh, okay. And there's Project Hi-Fi, which sounds a little sci-fi.
Yeah, that one is very sci-fi. Project Hi-Fi is Adobe's take on AI-powered photorealistic image generation, but from sketches.
Whoa. So instead of spending hours, painstakingly painting every little detail in Photoshop, you could just sketch out your idea, and then Project Hi-Fi would just do it for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
With incredible realism.
Yeah, and they showed this demo where they drew a very basic sketch of a plant, and the AI instantly transformed it into this photorealistic image with incredible detail and texture.
Oh, way.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
So is this the end of traditional illustration as we know it?
That's the question, isn't it? I think a lot of artists are grappling with that right now.
Yeah.
But I think instead of looking at it as AI replacing human artists, it's more helpful to think of these tools as collaborators.
Collaborators?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Well, imagine being able to quickly iterate on different concepts or explore a range of visual styles without having to start from scratch every single time.
That's true.
It could be incredibly liberating for artists. It could free them up to focus on, like, the bigger picture, the emotion impact of their work.
Right. It's not about like the technical skill of drawing a perfect line.
Yeah.
It's about like the idea
Exactly.
and then having this tool to help you execute on that idea.
Precisely. Yeah.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. So it's not like AI versus artists. It's like AI and artists working together
Exactly.
to create things that wouldn't have even been possible before.
Exactly. Yeah. And, Project Hi-Fi, that's not even the only Adobe project that's pushing these boundaries.
Okay. Spill the tea.
What else? Okay, so there's another one called Project Scenic.
Project Scenic.
Which could be a game changer for anyone who creates immersive experiences.
Immersive experiences. So like
virtual reality,
video games, architectural visualization, you name it.
Okay.
So Project Scenic is all about using AI to create immersive 3D environments.
Whoa. Okay, so how does it actually work?
So instead of having to like manually model every single object and detail in an environment.
Right, which takes forever.
Right, which takes forever.
Yeah.
You can simply give Project Scenic text prompts.
Okay.
And the AI will generate the scene for you.
Yeah, so you could type in something like a futuristic cityscape at sunset, and Project Scenic would create a 3D environment that you could then explore.
Oh my God.
And manipulate.
That's insane.
It's like having a virtual world-building tool at your fingertips.
That's exactly what it sounds like. And from the sounds of it, the level of detail is incredible.
Yeah, the level of detail and realism that they showed off in the demos was pretty mind-blowing.
Wow. I need a minute to process.
It's a lot to take in.
This is some seriously next-level stuff.
Yeah.
But Adobe isn't the only one who's like making waves in this AI creativity space, right?
Oh, not at all. There's a ton of companies out there right now developing amazing new tools and technologies.
What else is out there?
Well, have you heard of Kyber?
I have heard whispers of Kyber. They have AI video generation tools, right?
They do, and they've been making some big moves. Their latest release is called Super Studio.
Super Studio.
Super Studio!
Okay, tell me more about Super Studio.
So it's essentially a more user-friendly and powerful version of their previous platform.
Okay, so what makes it so special?
Well, one of the coolest things is that it integrates with some other really powerful AI models out there, like Luma Labs' Dream Machine.
Okay.
And Black Force Labs' Flux.
I've heard of those.
Yeah.
They're like the big players.
Yeah, they're the big players, so you get access to this wider range of video generation styles and capabilities, all within the Kyber platform.
So it's like a one-stop shop for all of your AI video generation needs.
Pretty much.
Which is amazing.
And they completely revamped the user interface to make it more intuitive and accessible for a wider audience.
That's good. I feel like a lot of the earlier AI video generation platforms were kind of intimidating.
A little bit intimidating.
If you didn't already know what you were doing.
Yeah. If you weren't already like super deep in the tech.
Yeah, it's hard to even like wrap your head around it.
For sure.
But it sounds like Kyber is trying to make things more user-friendly.
Absolutely. They were really focused on that.
Which I love.
Yeah. And they've also added this cool new Canvas feature that lets you actually visualize your video projects as you're building them.
Oh, that's cool. I feel like that's something that's been missing.
It's a game changer, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes just typing in prompts can feel a little limiting.
Yeah, it's hard to know what you're going to get.
Right.
And it's not as creatively stimulating as like actually seeing things come together visually.
Exactly. And it makes collaboration way easier too.
True.
So it's really about breaking down those barriers and making AI video generation a more intuitive and collaborative process.
Love that. And speaking of making things more accessible, Krea AI.
Ah, yes, Krea AI.
They're another company that's kind of like shaking things up in this space.
Absolutely. They're doing some really cool stuff.
What have they been up to?
Well, they just integrated a whole bunch of top-tier video models into their platform.
Okay.
So it's basically a one-stop shop for experimenting with different AI video generation styles.
So instead of having to subscribe to 5 different platforms, you could just use Krea AI, and it has everything.
Yeah, you've got Luma Labs, Runway, Pika, Minimax, all in one place.
That's insane.
It's pretty incredible.
What does that even mean for somebody who's just like getting started in AI video generation?
It's amazing for new creators. It means that you have an incredible amount of creative power right at your fingertips.
Yeah.
You can experiment with all these different models, see which ones work best for you, see which ones best suit your needs and your creative vision, without having to jump through a million hoops.
That's amazing. I love that.
Mm.
This is incredible. I feel like we're on the verge of a major creative renaissance with all these powerful tools becoming so much more accessible.
I know, it's such an exciting
And
time.
it's not just about video. What about music?
Oh yeah, music too.
Music's even gotten in on this.
Let's talk about Suno.
Okay, Suno.
They've been making waves with their AI-powered music creation tools.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about Suno scenes.
Suno scenes. Have you had a chance to check that out?
I haven't actually. I've just seen I don't know, like the headlines. Tell me everything.
Okay, so imagine this. You're out in nature. You snap a picture of this like breathtaking sunset. And you want to capture the essence of that sunset in music.
I'm ready.
So you feed that picture
Yeah.
to Suno scenes,
Uh-huh.
and it analyzes the visual information to create a unique piece of music that perfectly complements the mood and aesthetic of your photo.
Wait, are you serious?
Totally.
So it can analyze a photo,
Mhm.
be like, oh, this photo feels like, I don't know, this,
It can, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
and then make music.
And then compose a piece of music based on that.
No way.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's wild.
It's like having a personal AI composer on call 24/7.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It's an incredibly powerful tool, especially for creators who, maybe don't have the budget to hire a composer or license those expensive music tracks.
Yeah, that's a huge barrier
It's a huge barrier.
for a lot of creators.
Yeah, so it's really democratizing access to this custom-made music.
That's amazing.
And it opens up a whole world of creative possibilities.
Okay, that's what I call a game changer. But wait, it sounds like it's about to get even more futuristic.
It is.
We can't wrap up this part of our deep dive
Yeah.
without talking about AI avatars, can we?
Can't.
Okay.
Let's talk about Heygen
Hey, Jen.
and their work with interactive avatars.
Okay, so from what I've heard, these avatars are so realistic. It's like having a digital twin.
It really is like having a digital twin. They've created these incredibly lifelike AI-powered representations of yourself
Oh,
that you can control with your voice and your movements.
So instead of just staring at a static image of myself during a video call, my avatar could be there,
Yeah.
hearing my expressions and gestures
Exactly.
as I'm talking.
And it goes beyond just mimicking your movements.
Okay.
These avatars can actually respond
Yeah.
to questions and prompts in real time.
No way.
Yeah.
So it's like you're actually there.
It's like you're right there in the room, even if you're miles away.
Wow. That's incredible. And a little bit scary.
A little bit, yeah.
It's very Black Mirror, but also very cool.
It's both.
What are the implications of something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a game changer for how we interact online, but it also raises some really important questions
Mhm.
about authenticity and online identity.
Right.
It's a big one.
Like what happens when anyone can create a realistic avatar of anyone else?
Exactly.
That's a whole other conversation.
That is a whole other conversation
For another time.
for another deep dive.
Yes, exactly.
It's really pretty amazing to think about how far we've come
I know, right?
in such a short time.
It's different.
Going from static profile pictures to AI-powered avatars that can practically attend meetings for us.
It's like, I don't even know. Where do we even go from here? It's
Right.
mind-blowing, but it's also kind of a little bit, I don't know, scary.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, what are the implications for authenticity and
Yeah.
online identity?
Is
anybody even real anymore?
Right. I don't know. Yeah, you've hit on a really crucial point, I think, as with any powerful new technology, especially one that kind of blurs the lines between the real and the virtual. We need to carefully consider the ethical implications.
Yeah, it's like we're entering uncharted territory here.
We are.
And we kind of need to proceed with both excitement, but also a healthy dose of caution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a conversation that I think we as a society really need to be having.
Yeah.
But for now, let's shift gears a little bit
Mhm.
and talk about some of the other cool AI tools that we were discussing.
Okay.
We were talking about Suno
Oh, yeah.
and their AI music generation platform.
Yes, in a scene.
Suno scenes, exactly.
You can give it a picture,
Mhm.
and it'll spit out a custom soundtrack.
It's amazing.
Tell me more about this.
Okay, so Suno scenes really highlights how AI is changing the way we think about creativity.
Yeah.
Because traditionally, you might compose music to accompany a video or film,
Great.
but with Suno scenes, it's flipped.
Okay.
You're providing the visual inspiration,
Uh-huh.
and then the AI is generating the music.
So, instead of hiring a composer to score your film.
Yeah.
You could just use pseudoscenes to generate something.
Yeah, you could feed it your footage and
Yeah.
have it create a custom score.
Based on what you shot.
By your visuals, exactly.
That's incredible.
And because it's AI powered, you don't need any musical expertise to use it.
Yeah, that's the thing with all these tools that I love.
It's incredible.
Is that it's like democratizing creativity.
Exactly.
But making it so that anybody can do this stuff.
Exactly. You don't need to be a trained professional with years of experience.
You don't have to go to like a fancy art school.
Right.
Or
Right.
music school.
Yeah, you don't need to spend like $1 million on a conservatory.
You just need an internet connection.
You need an internet connection, you need an idea.
And you've got...
And a little bit of curiosity.
And some of these tools.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's pretty remarkable when you think about it.
It is. Okay, so we've got Suno scenes generating custom soundtracks.
Yeah.
What else is out there?
Well, Adobe also had some really interesting developments on the audio front.
Okay.
With their project called Supersonic.
Oh, yeah, Project Supersonic?
Project Supersonic, which is aimed at transforming sound design.
Oh.
In the same way that some of these other tools are revolutionizing visuals.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so remember how we were talking about how Project Scenic lets you generate 3D environments from text prompts?
Yes.
Project Supersonic essentially does the same thing, but for audio.
What?
Yeah.
So I could just be like, hey, I need a sound effect of like, I don't know, a robot dragon breathing fire.
Exactly.
And just make it.
Yeah, you could type that in. Or you could even make like weird robot dragon noises into your microphone.
Oh, my.
And Project Supersonic would use AI to analyze that input and then generate a high-quality, customizable sound effect.
That's amazing. That's been so helpful for so many projects I've worked on in the past.
Right. Think about all the time and money that you could save.
I know, and like the sound effects are always the thing that I leave to the last minute.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know where to start.
It's such a specialized skill.
Yeah, and now it's like, you don't even need
to be
a sound designer to create incredible sound effects.
You just need an idea.
That's amazing.
Okay.
It's pretty wild.
So we've got Suno Scenes for music, Project Supersonic for sound design. Adobe's also got like Project Clean Machine for time lapses, and Project Hi-Fi for image generation. What else am I missing?
Well, they also have this really intriguing project called Project Turntable.
Project Turntable.
Which seems to be designed specifically for graphic designers and illustrators.
Okay.
So imagine you have a character design, but you only have it in profile, and you need to create a front-facing view.
Right, which traditionally would involve like redrawing the whole thing.
A lot of redrawing, yeah.
Which is a pain. So with Project Turntable, you can feed the AI your existing image, and it'll essentially extrapolate the missing dimensions and turn it into a 3D model that you can then rotate and view from any angle.
Wait, so I could take like a character design that I drew in profile and then use Project Turntable to generate like a full 360-degree view.
That's the idea.
Without having to redraw a single line.
Without having to redraw anything.
That's insane.
And from the early demos that we've seen, it looks like it works surprisingly well.
Wow.
So it could be a huge time saver for anyone who does character design or product mock-ups.
That's incredible. It seems like every single tool we've talked about today is like pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Yeah, and empowering creators in a way that we could only have dreamed of a few years ago.
Right. Like, it's moving so fast.
It's really incredible.
And it's exciting.
And it is exciting.
Because it feels like there's so much potential here.
Absolutely.
To, like, I don't know, change the world.
Yeah, to change the world, to make things better.
To make things better. To make it easier for people to express themselves.
Exactly. To make creativity more accessible.
Yes.
Which is something we're so passionate about.
Me too. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of really cool tools today.
We have.
But there's one more that I want to talk about before we wrap up this part of a deep dive.
Okay, which one?
Kyber Super Studio.
Yeah, so we were talking about Kyber Super Studio.
Right, and how it integrates with all these other powerful AI models.
Exactly. It's like they're trying to create this ecosystem of creativity.
Right, where you have all these different tools that can all work together seamlessly.
Yeah, and I think that's really the key here. It's not just about individual tools anymore. It's about how all of these tools can be combined to create something truly new and innovative.
Right, like the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly.
Which is a really exciting prospect.
It really is, and I think it speaks to this larger trend of democratization and accessibility in the creative world.
Totally. Like it's never been easier to create professional quality content,
Exactly. And that's only going to become more true as these tools continue to evolve.
which is incredibly exciting and a little bit daunting.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
it's a lot to keep up with.
It really is, but that's kind of the beauty of it too. It's always changing. There's always something new to learn.
That's true. It keeps things interesting.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap up our deep dive.
Yeah, I agree.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from AI-powered sky replacements in Lightroom to mind-blowing 3D environment generation, and even the ethical considerations of hyper-realistic avatars.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. But the one thing that's clear is that the future of creativity is here, and it's powered by AI.
Absolutely, and it's more accessible than ever before.
So get out there, experiment, create something amazing, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.